Line up, you fucking nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
They bring the heat.
Francis Ngannou is the hardest puncher in the history of fighting.
They bring the knowledge.
If you think this fight is going 5 rounds, you are out of your mind.
They bring you the picks.
The dog is getting it done in this one.
We deliver every single week. We're bringing the heat, ladies and gentlemen.
The Moneyline.
Don't miss it on the MMA Experts channel each week. The Moneyline. We are back on business on a beautiful Monday, December 29th. We're in a festive mood. We got Happy New Year Finch in the house. What's going on, my brother?
I'm good, AJ. Good to see you, buddy. Have you been putting on these Christmas pounds too? I'm over 200, brother. How about you?
Me too, bro. We both did it. That's
This is
it.
crazy,
It's time to
dude.
diet down, bro.
201. Yeah. The New Year's resolution is to shore this up, bro. 201 is too much. I'm like $185. I feel good. Yeah, but
your dad
no,
bod
I
Finch,
can't.
bro. Come on, dad bod.
Exactly.
Finch
I can get
2020.
dad bod before the baby comes. That's not how it works.
That's great, man. Listen, the food is good. It's in your face. It's hard to resist temptation, but you should be able to lock in next week and get back on a proper diet. I think everybody gains a few pounds during the holiday. I'm starting my cut next week. Officially, I started this week, but I'm obviously going to enjoy myself on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. But next week is fully on business.
Well, I saw you on that thumbnail, bro. You were looking lean and mean, dude.
Well, listen, I mean, the size is still there. I'm just not as cut as I'd like to be, you know?
Okay. All right.
The
I was
thumbnail,
looking at that thumbnail. I'm like, did he Photoshop this thumbnail?
that
Like,
picture was not from this month. It was actually from October.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So.
Okay. That was October, AJ. Okay.
Yeah.
Checks out.
It looked good on the thumbnail, though, for the gaming stream, right? It looks sick.
Oh, bro, you look like a bodybuilder. You're looking crazy,
Thanks,
bro.
man.
Good for you, man. Good for you, AJ. How are you,
man.
chat? Good to see everybody. I'm still alive, okay? I've been eating a lot of, sweets and lots of food and spending time with the family, but I'm still here, folks. The longest break I've ever taken from my YouTube in 2 years since doing this with you, AJ. So feels kind of strange.
I
Feels
think
out of
3
place.
years, Finch. I think it's 3 now.
Is it? Oh my goodness. 3 years.
Yeah,
Yeah. Longest break in
Yeah.
3 years. That's real.
Yeah, listen, no, it's good. Take a little break. I've had at least a couple vids every week, but I haven't had the insane content flow. I've been laying low. I'll be back on business. Obviously, tonight we're doing the awards. We'll talk about, fighter of the year, etc. And then tomorrow, your boy's gaming again in the evening hours. To be determined if I box you guys and throw straight hands or if I play UFC 5 tomorrow. And then also in the early hours of the afternoon, I'm bringing the lunchtime live. So, I'll be chilling. There hasn't really been any crazy news. The biggest news of the bunch that I think we should start this off with, Anthony Joshua in Nigeria, major car accident, thankfully comes out alive. 2 of his close friends, unfortunately, pass away in this tragic event. It's very sad. I feel for him. Crazy situation to be in. Thankful that he's alive. Obviously, very unfortunate that 2 lives were lost. He seemed to be in pain as well as he was pulled out of the vehicle. What a wild day for him.
Oh my goodness. I didn't realize the 2 people who died were his friends. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he looked in pretty serious pain. What a terrible thing for such a high-level pro athlete at the top of the game. He was looking at maybe like a Tyson Fury fight would have been perfect. Now I just hope he can, get back to health. So thoughts with AJ for sure. That's terrible.
Very sad shit. That's the unfortunate news. But we want to skip past the somber and we want to discuss the best moments of 2025, which I think was an amazing year for the UFC. I really enjoyed a ton of the cards that we had. I think we had a lot of fun throughout the shows, Finch and I, and, the other shows that we're doing. The picks were off the chain. I think we were locked in more than ever before in 2025. I expect even better things heading into 2026. I mean, shit, Finch, 2025 was the year of Sober Jay, which nobody saw coming. If you would have 3 years ago said that was going to happen, I would have said, what are you
Especially me.
Right.
Holy. So Sober Jay was you know what What a blessing, though, dude. You are cranking out more content than ever. AJ's out here playing video games with you guys on YouTube. Like, this shit is going crazy. AJ is just, he keeps, the grindstone. It keeps to the grindstone. And yeah, it's great to see, AJ. I think I gotta go sober Mike too. I got baby on the way, so I feel like
I think 2026.
Your energy.
I think you should. I think that
I like that.
It's
I like
just
that.
You know what, the one thing I'll say is, you living in Cali, the fact that you got the corner over there,
Okay.
you can walk in and buy it. In Florida, you have to have the medical card. Obviously, you can go through other channels, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't get it as easy. You're walking in and that's it. Buy whatever you want. It's a little harder to resist.
You can't have it sitting around the house, bro. You can't have Benjamin Franklin just sitting there in your cup holder looking at you.
I'm sick. I look at it every day. I have it all right here. All this stuff.
Nah, bro. Put that away. That's crazy. Wow. And you don't touch it?
No, I don't touch it. That's why I did it. I really realized it was not a fad when I could sit in front of it. I got stuff here. I like to just
like having a chocolate cake in the fridge. How you not gonna cut a slice? Like, what?
I just think it's it's the time before. That's beyond,
Wow. Good on you,
I think
Good
that,
on you.
yeah, man.
It's not how I'm doing it. It's not how I'm doing it.
That.
Okay. No, you put all the lighters in a bag and zip it up and put it away. No, absolutely not. If you don't want to be an alcoholic, get the alcohol out of the cabinet. For step one.
I guess I'm following the sit in there and look at it, and then you really know you don't want to do it anymore.
That sounds like torture to me, but all right, bro. Fair enough. Like, yeah, if I'm on a diet, like the sweets got to leave. I'm at the grocery store. I ain't
diet
buying
stuff. I agree.
Yeah. So that's the same thing for me. But hey, I'm gonna match your energy in 2026, buddy. Props to you. And it's all about this in 2026. All about.
I like it.
By the way, Pop Sockets, massive fan. By the way,
Pop Socket Finch.
I got to do a drop. I really got to do a drop.
You do. I think that's your thing, man.
MMA University, we're like done. We're literally just like doing
That's cool.
photos now. We're finally done. Like, it's actually done. So you get Fat Mike, you get end of the year Mike in the photos. It is what it is. But I'm
excited.
It's beautiful. I'm super excited. We'll definitely send you a copy, AJ. You'll get in.
Good. I'm excited to be in. I'm excited to see the techniques of the week.
What am I saying? It's like early 2000s, and I'm making you like
I'm thinking of VCR. I got
the I'm gonna get you a copy. What am I talking about? Get you access. I got you, AJ.
Is it a digital copy or do I get a CD?
No. Like, you'll get an access to the online library.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Of
Good.
course.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what it entails. I'm sure some nice techniques.
Bag work basics. Like, all I did was just like, all right, somebody who just wants to work out at home, they got a heavy bag and some gloves. Like, what can they do? And what would I teach you in like the first, 10 hours of training with me? I pretty much put that into like a course, because I've just done this so many times since I was a kid. Okay, this is how you stand. The punches you want to learn are jab, cross, lead hook. So we just kind of go through basics. I think it's a good basics course.
That's good. Listen, I'm excited to see what you can come up with, man. This is going to be very cool.
The benefit I've got is I've trained at so many gyms, AJ. I've been something of a gym gypsy, So
gym gypsy.
Chicago, trained in Huntington Beach.
I was going to say a different term. It's a little more gym slut.
Whoa, family show, bro. So in being able to soak up knowledge from Justin Hamilton, Rafael Cordero, the list goes on. Just being able to train with great trainers. Yeah, just trying to give you guys a little bit of everything in the intro course. Super happy to pretty much have it done. Thank goodness. What a grind that was.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be cool, man. I'm excited to definitely watch through myself. Jim Hoppin Finch, Hernanov, thank you for almost 2 years. We're a month away. W Hernanov. When the UFC comes back that week, we'll be celebrating, brother. Big W Hernanov. Thank you for 23 months of membership. That's cool, man. I'm excited to see what it's all about. I'm excited to see what's in the magic. I want to say the magic book, but it's not a book. The Magic Online Archive.
It's
you know what I was saying? Archives while I was smoking, bro. I couldn't get words.
You've said some wild shit like that. I've been here. I've been here as the grammar police to help out the show. At least I can do.
I think since I stopped smoking, my pronunciation has stepped it up. Like, I was always good at the Russian last names, but I'm talking about just basic English words flow nicer.
We talk a lot, so that helps.
Yeah, it does. It helps a lot. I look forward to that, Finch. MMA University on the way. What is the plan with the members? Like, how is that going to work? What is the
To join MMA University?
Yeah.
We have a website. I don't want to give it to you yet. Next week.
Okay.
Next week I'll drop it.
Okay.
I'll give you guys the website, and then you can go on an app. And it's not our own app. It's through the Kajabi app. But then you can just, access the course there. And pretty much what I wanted to do is like, what's the easiest way to learn mixed martial arts from the ground up? Like what would be the best way to do it? Because there's a lot of YouTube videos, and there's a lot of like I love studying jiu-jitsu, so I get John Donaher's instructionals, but they're just like him talking for 3 hours straight on a mat. It's actually easier to break it down, I think, into bite sizes. Lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. Okay, now drill that. You know what I mean? And so that's the way I tried to do it. I tried to do it the way that I do personal training with people. To personal train with me, some of you guys already know. Train 2 of you. It's like 125 an hour, but you could do the course for less than $100. I don't really know what we'll drop it at. I think probably $50 to start. And then you get, it'll take you a month to really get everything down, and you get all that, for being able to revisit and play it anytime you want. You bring your phone in, right? Because I've already done this myself. Like I said, I have a ton of instructionals. You set the phone up and then you work. There'll be a lot more bite size and lesson planned out. You'll like it.
So with the is there a timeline of like how many days a week? Is there like a structured schedule that people follow to make it happen?
No, because I wanted to let people, some people like to dial down and do a good 2-hour workout, and they go every day, and that person can excel way faster than the person who works a full-time job, plus they take care of their little sister, plus they gotta. So whether you're training twice a week or 5 days a week, you'll be able to just progress at your own pace.
Very cool. Listen, I look forward to it, man. I'm gonna have to give it a run myself, bro.
Let's go. And then I'm gonna keep, like, the goal is to keep, I want Henry Cejudo to do one. I want, I want people to, I want to keep branching this out. So
that's cool.
I already talked to a professional fighter that we're all familiar with, who's not Henry Cejudo, who's likely to be next. So
cool.
We'll keep the ball rolling, guys. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm excited for it, man. Very excited to get some inside access, bro. This is going to be good shit. Now, I have to mention before we get into the awards, Finch, those are award-winning glasses from your favorite cruise line. I can tell here.
Carnival Cruise, everybody, the single worst cruise line in the world. If you want to see some of the most disgusting looking bodies you've ever seen in a bathing suit, go on Carnival Cruise Line. I mean, I'm on my way to get in the hot tub, and then I see what's sitting in the hot tub, and I'm like, I can't get in there. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm gonna get some ice cream. I go to the ice cream, and there's like the line of blob looking, just loud, obnoxious, just the worst people you've ever seen. That's what's at Carnival Cruise. So if you want to enjoy a Carnival Cruise, guys, jump on. It is the Walmart of cruise lines. Enjoy.
Listen, I went on a Carnival Cruise, and I enjoyed the Walmart experience. It was a great time.
Are you not embarrassed? Like I'm in Honduras. I'm in the Dominican Republic, and I'm embarrassed to be coming off the ship with this group of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not. I'm not proud of this. I'm a very proud American, by the way. I was not proud.
That's funny as hell. Hey, shout out to OG Herb for $19.99. Glad to see the boys again. It's been sad with no MMA action. Happy holidays, everyone. Stay blessed. Thank you for $19.99. Happy holidays and a happier new year to you,
Merry
my friend.
Christmas, OG Herb. Thank you.
Let's go. Listen, I think we got to jump into what everybody's waiting for.
Run it.
They want to know who is the fighter of the year. Now, Mike Finch, I do want to discuss some of the expected nominees for fighter of the year in 2025. Now, maybe Finch is going to surprise me, and maybe I'll surprise Finch without a typical nominee list. But I do want to give the people in the chat also a chance to vote for who they thought was the fighter of the year. I think the most simple choice at number one to put as a nominee is Islam Makhachev. He was able to become the UFC welterweight champion. He won also in the lightweight division against the short notice fill-in. Granted, the win over Hanato Moicano was not so meaningful, right? Because the name value, but as far as how easy he dispatched Money Moicano, a lot of respect he had. And then obviously to go out and dominate Jack Della Maddalena for 5 rounds and make him look easy, in all honesty, that to me is definitely at the very least deserving of a nomination. Finch, do you agree with this nominee this year?
Of course. Yeah. Nominee wise. Yeah, of course. Nominee wise, Islam, Topuria, Joshua Van, Marab, they're all in the conversation.
Yeah. You want me to you want me to put in the nominees, because I want to go through nominations before we officially run. Ilia Topuria is a nominee for this year's Fighter of the Year. It's for all of 2025. Ilia Topuria this year was obviously able to capture the belt, but my one argument is only one fight during the year. Is that enough to be Fighter of the Year? It was just one fight this year.
For me, no.
I agree. I'm actually going to leave Ilia Topuria out of the nominations. Surprise to the people. I'm not putting him in the nominations.
It was up at 55, bro.
Very impressive.
You got to give love to that.
It was a badass win. But it's hard to put him as a nominee when Marab was able to defend the belt multiple times this year and even beat Nurmagomedov. Does that not supersede Ilia Topuria's singular win, though career-changing and massive? When I'm looking for Fighter of the Year, I think you have to fight at least twice.
I wouldn't. I would say it's very likely I would want you to fight more than twice or more. And let me just comment on Marab right there. I don't think Marab's Fighter of the Year. I saw ESPN made Marab Divashvili Fighter of the Year. Guys, he lost his last fight. He lost the title. You can't make somebody coming off a loss the Fighter of the Year. Absolute nonsense by ESPN MMA. Maybe that's part of the reason they don't even have the UFC anymore.
Oh shit, Finch, man, getting serious, man. Holy hell,
crazy. Marab Fighter of the Year. You are not smart. That is unwise. ESPN.
What do you think about Fighter of the Year nominee Joshua Van?
The activity is unbelievable, and I will be shocked if AJ does not pick Joshua Van as Fighter of the Year. Okay, AJ has woken up in the morning with his soldier saluting him every day, thinking about Joshua Van. AJ, you fucking love Joshua Van, and that's okay. Okay, we gotta love somebody in this
for God's sake.
I love my wife. AJ loves Joshua Van. I totally understand.
This guy's sick.
Joshua Van deserves to be nominated.
Okay.
He fought 4 times this year. He had a Fight of the Year candidate against Brandon Royval. He wins the title. The result was no fault of his own. Kid's on fire.
Listen, I only salute the soldier to Jersey girl. No Joshua Van salute, for God's sake, over here. Finch, I must ask you though, because right now I am putting Marab in, though you disagree. We have Makhachev, Marab, Van. What do you think about this name? Pyotr Yan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a great, what was that, 5? That's a great top 5.
That's 4.
That's
4. I think that seems like the 4. If you have a different idea, do you think I'm missing somebody?
No. Poatan winning his belt back was cool. No, I'm good with that.
I think that's the list of the 4 right there. And I think that's a savage 4.
Yeah. That's a savage 4. Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. The chat can get their votes in. Boom. We got 4 nominees for Fighter of the Year. Islam Makhachev, Marab Divashvili, who though lost at the end, didn't need to take that fight. And I think he would have been a potential lock-in for Fighter of the Year. Joshua Van, who really rose to, I don't want to say superstardom, but rose to a true top contender in 2025, winning 4 fights, beating Alexandre Pantoja, though uneventful, right, in a strange result. I still think that he deserves to be a nominee. On the side of Pyotr Yan, beating Marcus McGee handily, and then putting on a masterclass against Marab Divashvili, who's in the lineup. Hey, W Jersey girl, I see you. Love you. And I really feel as though, how I look at it, Piotr Jan, though having the win against Merab, doesn't necessarily supersede Merab for the fighter of the year status. Mike Finch, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that Jersey Girl needs to understand that there is nobody AJ thinks more about than Joshua Van. Okay, you might come in second, Jersey Girl, but Joshua Van, his eyes light up when I see AJ talk about Joshua Van. There's a certain way he lights up. You know, it's just different. So I just got to throw that out there, man. We just got to be real.
Finch, listen, what Kong Wang? Don't forget the Finch line. He can talk all this shit, but he said that on the air. So at the end of the day, I got him.
AJ's trying to dig and roast me. I don't know why. I don't understand. Yeah, I think you're on point. You're on point. All right, you spit it out now. My hunch. Okay, just to further dig.
I know where your hunch is, for God's sake. Here.
All right, AJ, who is your fighter of the year?
Islam Makhachev. You can't dominate Jack Della for 5 rounds, become a dual champ, and not become the fighter of the year. Islam Makhachev is the fighter of the year. He won a championship fight, and it wasn't his fault that Arman Sarukian pulled out of the fight. That was Sarukian's fault, and I would have picked him to win that fight. You were, we were, and Sarukian's fantastic. I think that Islam Makhachev is pound for pound number 1, biggest win of the year, and that is it. Islam.
Damn. All right.
Islam. Actually, to be honest with you,
yeah,
Van wouldn't be my number 2. My number 2 was Piotr Jan. My number 3 was Merab. I would have put Van at 4.
No, Merab behind Van. Merab lost. Why are we doing this? He lost. He got his ass beat.
He lost, but it was a rematch. It was against a Jan with the performance of his lifetime. And how do you not have respect on the Umar Nurmagomedov win, the Sean O'Malley submission, the Sandhagen domination? Come on.
I have respect. The Sean O'Malley submission should be up there. You were asking me what were the submissions of the year. There's another one. The Sean O'Malley Merab submission. That was nasty. Yeah. The way he followed up with the
that was tight.
Front choke was tight. That was nice. Your girlfriend's in here.
She's funny. The chat knows. Not in the fight companions. It's an inside joke. Holy shit.
When I walk in the room with goodies, what is she? Is AJ still smoking that stuff? What are the goodies? What are you talking about? AJ told me he's sober, Jay. What are we even talking about here? You don't have to tell me. Okay.
On the fight companion.
Right over my head. Okay.
The chat knows.
We agree. Islam Makhachev is the fighter of the year. You can't go up to 170 and dominate like that. Now, was it the most entertaining fight? No. Right? The way he was able to out wrestle Jack Della Maddalena was not gonna put him in contention for fight of the year or performance bonus, but it was very dominant, and you have to respect the dominance. I certainly do. And he's been an exciting fighter overall, so you can't even really knock him for, moving up a weight class and kind of taking the safe route. And when you bet on somebody, it's kind of nice when they don't take a ton of risk, right? So Islam Makhachev, very intelligent fighter. And just a supremely high level athlete, so physically strong, made for 5 rounds. Now I know he got tired against Volk, but he's better now. I mean, he's the man. Habib posted a photo of him and some soccer player and Islam, and he wrote, "with the best athletes in the world." And I think Islam can put his name up there. He really is different, and he absolutely deserves to be fighter of the year.
What do you think about this, Finch? Nah, it's Merab, bro. Come on. I'm disliking. This is retarded. LMAO, he's out. He's out, Finch. What do you think about this guy?
He's out because it's Merab after Merab lost. Do you guys understand what a loss is? If fighter of the year, I'm looking at not just who's winning. I have to now take all of the wins and narrow it down to this tippy top of the mountain, right? Who is the standout fighter of the entire year? Not a guy who just lost his belt to Piotr Jan. He fought 4 times. So did Joshua Van, right? And didn't Joshua Van fight 5 times the year before? I might have that wrong. Rainier de Ritter fought 4 times. Is he up there for fighter of the year? You goon. What are we talking about here,
bro? The Merab clan is serious. So just to show you guys, 38% of the votes are on Islam Makhachev. But in second place is Joshua Van at 28, Merab in third with 26. Interestingly enough, Jan only has 7%. And the trading champ, Waldo, fighter of the year. We'll change it right now. Waldo's the fighter of the year.
I rescind. My sponsor says that Waldo's the fighter of the year. Now we're going, where's Waldo as the fighter of the year? I've been on him all year. I've been trying to tell AJ how great he is. AJ loved him, didn't love him.
I know.
I think he's back now.
Hate.
He's back. I think we got him back, guys.
It's love hate. Thank you, trading champ. You're very generous. Thank you for $200, my brother. Holy shit. I think that me and Finch are on point with, we don't know what each other's calls are. So I'm glad to see we both win Islam. I think you have to rate a historic win of a second belt as the biggest moment, and having obviously won, previous and, whenever it was earlier in 2025, I think that cements Islam. Fighter of the year for us is going to be Islam. Now, the fighter of the year for the chat is also going to be Islam Makhachev. So the community is in alignment. We are going to give out an XP to the side of Islam Makhachev, which means if he wants to, he's more than welcome to join us on the show, chat it up about his win whenever he wants. Whenever he wants. It's an invite. Really, what the award from us is, the Moneyline Award, is an invite to the show. So he should be honored to get the call up.
We have some mutuals, man. I could go through the Bellator route.
I would like to. Listen, if we had Islam on the show, that'd be huge. Islam,
it would have been way easier before he was champ. He was backstage at Bellator with Gadzi Rabadanov, and that would have been easy. Hey, bro, take down my cell phone. Let's get you on the show. Now he's a superstar, bro. Now I got to go through Ali Abdelaziz. He's gonna try to charge me $50,000 again. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening. But we can dream. We can dream. I think that Finchman and I are on point with fighter of the year, as is the chat. Congrats. At tied second is Merab and Joshua Van. I want to keep running. I think we got some interesting ones left. I want to jump to the next one, which is, simply put, fight of the year. Now, first one I'm going to mention, Finch is going to get excited about this. I'm going Joshua Van, Brandon Royval on the list as nominee number one for fight of the year. They put on a badass back and forth 3-round war this summer. And I think that him and Royval demand some serious respect. And it was a fight that even the UFC, was excited to re-upload because they knew they were going to get hella views on the YouTube channel. Finch, what do you think, though? We got that. What are some other ones that come to mind when you think of fight of the year?
So Prohaska and Roundtree is a massive one. I've heard everybody bring it up. It was such a fun fight. People put it up for KO. People put it up for fight of the year. And whenever you see something jump up there from multiple awards, you just know that it made a big impression, that fight is something that people go back to and remember. So that's a big one. Sadikov and Moda was crazy. I was just watching those back today with Voice of MMA, my boy Kevin. And we were watching just sort of the back and forth. Moda just ripping him up. He got tired. He starts backing up. Sadikov starts opening up on him. That was madness for sure. Ebo, Assman and Iwo. Just going at it. Ebo and Iwo was insane first round. And then, and then I've got my actual fight of the year. But I don't know. Should I throw that in the mix now that I just said that? Can I drop it?
I have to shit. Yeah, you know.
All right. It was on Dana White's Contender Series. Marinetti versus Vologden. That was the fight of the year. Those guys went toe-to-toe, back and forth, absolute madness. I know it wasn't the marquee names, right? But, assessing the wider game, Dana White's Contender Series did it this year. Marinetti and Vologden was ridiculous.
So I will throw up the votes, which I guess we could do a Contender Series fighter. It's still technically a UFC product. And it was one of the craziest fights of, fuck the year, of the decade, for God's sake. Watching that really has me hoping for more. I hope we get some wars like that on the next Contender Series season, man. I'm hearing rumors that this coming season might be 20 weeks, which I don't know if that's a mistake or not. I don't know. What do you think? I feel like when you go take it too long, the next thing you know, it's like it loses a little bit of the magic. I kind of like the smaller window. What do you think?
I don't know. I'd trust your take on that. Yeah. You don't like it?
What?
The smaller window?
I do like the smaller window. I think if you do 20 weeks, there's possibility of they have to fill, right, with filler talent, and you don't get as high level looks. And then maybe, you know, the cards are not as exciting. We have a few duds in the mix or some lower level. Like, I don't know. I feel like that it's like the 10 weeks of the best that we can find. 20 weeks gives you more options. I get it, but I don't know.
I would agree. I would just say, like, the UFC knows what they need. So if they need to beef up the roster with the Paramount deal and they need more fights, that could be a reason why they're doing it too. You know, I always try to think kind of backwards from first principles of like, who's making the calls? Why are they making the calls? Right. And I would say from the UFC's perspective, it could easily be that they want to sign more fighters. Well, an easy way to do that is to have more events.
Yeah, no, true. This year, they're supposed to have the same amount of events as last year. But I will tell you, because we've had the longer break, we actually have 2 less off weeks during the year. UFC is going to be on almost every weekend, bro. Like, we're having off week time now, but it's not less events for the year. It's the same amount. So we just are going to be more weeks in a row, which I think is better for the momentum. I would rather have more weeks in a row.
I hear you. I mean, that would make sense. Van and Royval. Did I not say that? That deserves to be on there. Van and Royval was madness. And that really showed Joshua Van's level. But you know what? I was talking about this with my boy Kayvon today.
Yeah.
Did you see how Manel Kopp ran Brandon Royval over? Does that not make you think Kopp would slap the shit out of Joshua Van too? What do you think, AJ? Don't you think Manel Kopp is the favorite against Joshua Van?
Yeah, I think it's a really scary fight. I mean, even my live reaction on the Fight Companion, I was saying, holy shit, like that's going to be a hell of a fight for Van. I wish we would have saw the Pantoja fight play out, because then I could give you a more clear picture, right?
Right.
Manel Kopp is a scary, scary dude, but I will say I don't think that Manel is shutting the lights off that quick of Van. But seeing that, you know, Charles Johnson was able to get to him, it's not that Joshua Van hasn't been put down and stopped before. I think that Manel Kopp is a scary fight for Joshua Van, but the perfect fight, because that's a sensational striking war. And I think it's better than the Tyra fight. I think the Tyra fight, will still be there later. I don't think now is Tyra. I think now is Kopp versus Joshua Van for just madness.
I like that a lot. There's so many good fights in that division now, dude.
Flyweight's one of the best divisions.
It's going to be
we're taking it out to it's a blessing.
Oh, dude, so many good matchups there. Yeah, Tatsuro Taira's on fire. They got some good ones, brother. That mix of Pantoja and Taira and Manel Kopp and Joshua Van, that's going to be a lot of fun in 26.
I can't wait. I'm just going to give mine, and I'm going to go, Van versus Royval. I wasn't expecting the Martinetti Volognin fight, to be honest. I thought that was one of the best fights of the year, but I was thinking UFC only. But
there we go. He had to slip Joshua Van in somewhere. I just picked the wrong category. Okay, I picked the wrong category.
I had to.
Right.
Voice of MMA. Thank you for $4.99. Thanks for the shout, Mike. Sorry to Kanye West, your award show, but please do fraud check of the year and mention Andrew Tate. Merry Christmas. Hey, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Fraud check of the year. I think we do. We have upset of the year, right? A little different, huh? And
what's similar?
Mention Andrew Tate. I mean, what is there to mention? This 100-year-old bum out there just throwing nothing. Like, Andrew Tate couldn't hurt one of his slut girlfriends. What has he got? Some paid hookers? He couldn't hurt one of his hookers, dude. He cannot throw. Rampage said about Forrest Griffin, he couldn't bust a grape. Andrew Tate can't bust a grape. He's got an okay stance, and he can block, and he could throw a jab to the body. But if you're just gonna touch the happy trail, right, every time you throw the jab to the body, the guy's just gonna throw punches at you. His opponent, what's his dude's name that he fought?
Chase Demore.
Chase Demore throws with his chin up in the air. I mean, watching that fight was like torture. That was so bad. The way you fight that guy is you punch him in the face. Problem is, Andrew Tate can't muster enough kinetic energy to punch somebody in the face. It was pretty bad. you know, there's people hating too far. I mean, you know, you see somebody compete, you know, I respect people who compete in combat sports. I'm not going that far. But as far as to like, you know, glaze this guy about what a great kickboxer he is, that was an awful fight.
I think that Chase Damore is underrated. He gets a bad rep because of some bad fucking clips of his early fighting career.
AJ.
But Chase Damore has taken boxing very serious. Chase Damore is on a 10-fight unbeaten streak dating back to, you know, early 2024. He's been in the ring all around the world. He's been consistently fighting. I think Andrew Tate, we don't know the true level until the next fight because I think he'll look better in a second go. Now, I will say 40 years of age, you know, it's, you know, father time sets in. But I must say, Chase Damore at 29, he's a very big dude at 6'5" with an 83-inch reach, normally fights in the heavyweight division. He had the size advantage on Andrew Tate. Tate didn't cut weight to fight at 200. I mean, he's walking around at about 200. Chase Damore, I mean, he's walking around at 235. So I must add, Chase Damore and Andrew Tate are now world-class boxers. But I do think Damore is overhated. He's very consistent. He's got a decent chin. He's in your face. He's sloppy. I'm not saying he's a high-level pro, but he's winning pro fights, man. He's got wins.
I got to do more research. I didn't even know his name. All I saw was highlights. And then I watched that god awful fight. Chase Damore looks like a shit can to me. If he's beating bums, like it still means something. I've beaten some bums myself, you know, like it still means something. I mean, I don't want to, you know, if he's actually 10-0, I didn't even know that. If you want, I'll do a little research and watch his fights and get back to you. As far as what I see, you could just throw a left hook and punch Chase Damore in the face. He puts his chin up in the air every time he throws an uppercut. It's like really poor technique. But hey, Deontay Wilder's got poor technique and he can knock people out. So I don't know. Looks like
I'm not saying he's world class, but I think that one thing to be said about it, he's a very active fighter. He fights all the time. Andrew Tate hadn't fought in a long time. I'm not saying that Andrew Tate would have been competing. He got tired.
Andrew Tate got tired.
He gassed.
Yeah.
I think Tate's better than Chase Damore at skills, but I think when it comes to the fight, the gas tank dwindled, the physicality of Damore, and the youth factor I think played into it a little bit too.
And the fact that Andrew Tate can't punch, like Andrew Tate can't develop kinetic energy. He can't gain your respect. He needs to gain your respect. You know, he needs to be able to turn his hips over, pivot off the floor, and actually land something of consequence. There was none of that happening.
Finchman versus Tate, 200-pound boxing match would be huge, Finch. This is who you should be calling out. What the fuck are we doing?
I accept. Andrew Tate, I'll take you off the law, son. Let's go. I'm 33 years old. You're going to have a problem with me too, son. Let's go.
I like it. I think 2026, that would be the fight of the year.
Yeah. I'm trying to put that dude out in the first, honestly. Yeah. Never known as much of a striker, but people got a lot to find out about Mr. Finch. Okay. They got a lot to find out. I'm getting back with Rafael Cordero. All right. We're making it happen.
Let's go. Finchman, big W. Hopefully we get the call in from the Tate team.
Respect people who fight. I mean, that's not what I'm saying. I want people to walk away with that. Like when people go and compete, they put it all out there for you guys to then be criticized. And here I am, one of the people criticizing. I just want you guys to know that, like, you know, I respect everybody who fights. You really get a raw look, you know, if, fighting is one of the most vulnerable things you can do. And Andrew Tate looked pretty vulnerable out there, AJ.
He did. What do they say? You got the world champ on the bag, and then you get the guy that sucks on the bag, but really knows how to throw down when he gets into the ring or the cage, right? Yeah, it's true. It's true. The tie at the top, by the way, Finch, the chat has agreed to a tie. Martinetti Vologdin will be fight of the year.
Okay.
For MMA standards, but UFC standards, Van versus Royval will be the winner. I think that's a fair way to say it. If it was, Vologdin versus Martinetti as a UFC fight, I think more likely it would have won.
Yeah, Prohaska and Roundtree's up there. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's keep running. We got more. So I'm gonna let you pick the next segment. Do you want to go performance of the year, or do you want to go KO of the year first?
KO
of the year. The discussions to be had should be exciting here. Now, when I think of KO of the year, I think of a head kick knockout. Quillian Salkeld, Nasrat Hakparast was definitely, at the very least, the nominee for KO of the year. You think so too?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. That was ridiculous head kick.
Let's go.
That was beautiful.
Salkeld versus Hakparast.
You got to put up
contenders. What's the next one?
You got to put up Lerone Murphy and Aaron Pico.
Yep.
The spinning back elbow was insane. You know, it was a fight where Aaron Pico was out there, guns a-blazing, doing his thing, fighting exactly like I told you guys he fights like. And he got clipped exactly like I was telling you guys he gets clipped. You know, so I ended up going Lerone Murphy at the last minute before that one, and that paid nice dividends. This one's probably not on anybody else's list, but Imavov and Israel Adesanya. You know, it wasn't an unbelievable KO in just the strict, you know, physical aspect, but it was an underdog in Imavov coming through and putting out sort of the, you know, the star of the division. It was a big moment. So Imavov's KO, you know, definitely mattered.
What do you think about Roofy versus Green?
Yeah. Yeah. Put that in the top 5 for sure.
Let's go. Roofy versus Green. All right. So we're going to run 4. We got Salkeld versus Hakparast. We got the Jersey Girl knockout of the year is Salkeld versus Hakparast. I've turned her into a hardcore. Murphy versus Pico, Imavov versus Adesanya, and Roofy versus Green on the big 4 lineup here to see who pulls through and who gets the victory. We'll let the chat vote a bit. I do want to discuss another knockout that is not on the list, but it's an honorary mention. Carlos Prates, Jeff Neal, spinning elbow as well. I think that was definitely one that you could consider to be on that lineup.
Carlos Prates and Leon Edwards could be up there.
Another one. Prates, he was the maybe KO artist of the year, if we were giving that award out, because he was looking, you know, a little extra violent. Another one that had come to my mind, I think, as crazy as it is, Waldo Ante de Lija, you know, the way that he put him out, that was pretty cool. I feel like that's one that could line up.
That is cold. Wow, that one flew under my radar, but that was a nasty one.
That was a nasty one. There was some really sick KOs in 2000.
Trading Champ was right.
He was right. Waldo's close to it. I think that the reason, you know, I leave out the Waldo side is probably because of some of the more flashy techniques on some of the other KOs, like, you know, Hoofy with Green or, you know, Salkeld. Like I tend to, and I don't know if you feel the same way, when I pick my knockout of the year, I do tend to go towards the high kicks or the flying knees or the spinning kick.
Spinning back elbow.
Spinning back elbow.
Yeah, it is usually some flashy shit. Yeah, that checks out. All right, you go first. Man,
I am going with Salkeld versus Hakparast as the knockout. I was saying Jersey Girl.
Jersey Girl's got him by the.
She's got me, man. That's it.
Right,
I mentioned it earlier today that I really enjoyed that KO because of the wow factor. You know, the fact that the kick came in out of really fucking nowhere and down he goes. I think that the fact that Nasrat Hakparast was also surging. You know, it's not like the Roofy and Green knockout. The reason I'm not crazy about it is we knew Bobby Green was past the prime, right? And we saw Roofy land the sensational attack. But Hakparast, many of us picked Hakparast to win. And the fact that Salkeld was able to go out and not only win the fight, he was able to flatline him with a head kick. Next level savagery. Next level savagery.
I agree. It's up there for sure. I mean, I just don't think Nasrat Hakparast is like, you know, but that you could always say that, right? It always gets hard to know where to draw the line on competition versus the actual stunningness of the KO, because all of them had that. You know, you could say, Aaron Pico's been knocked out in Bellator crazy too, you know, but just because Lerone Murphy did it, you know, so you could always say that. And you could say that about the one I'm going to drop. You got to go with the wheel kick knockout of Roofy against the man who leans back too often, Mr. King Green. King Green, he likes to pull back with the head up. The wheel kick was such a smart shot. It was a one kick KO, hands down, walk off KO. It was stunning. I got to go with that knockout.
I like that. Listen, I think that right now, the lineups that we called make a lot of sense. And then significance of Imavov beating the great Adesanya by knockout. Then it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't like, out of nowhere. It was second round. And he made it look easy. There's actually a running joke on MMA Twitter. It was a clip of Eugene Behrman like accidentally pawing Adesanya with like a light jab, and Izzy like seeming rocked. He wasn't really, like his chin's just completely gone after that Imavov knockout. It's over.
No, I hope that's not true. MMA Twitter. I hope that's not true. I hope Izzy has a strong chin and we see some more.
Twitter is known for overblowing things. Let's just keep it real here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that that wheel kick KO is special. It throwback to the Edson Barbosa Terry Edom knockout. It's just there's something spectacular about the extended leg going high, the heel hitting the jaw, one kick KO. It was special. Nasrat Haqparast, at least it was a normal roundhouse kick to the head. A wheel kick is just crazy. It is crazy. It is. And right now, surprisingly, though, on the votes, tied, or actually, no, now superseding both of our picks, Murphy versus Pico is actually running the roost, which I see why. That elbow was out of this world. Yeah. The way that Pico went out was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. Listen, I respect the people's call. Murphy versus Pico is going to be the chat's KO of the year pick. Wow. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I almost picked it as well. I thought you were picking it. I was convinced that was it. Yeah, I was gonna pick it as well. It's just it seems to be an issue with Pico. Pico, his offense is just 10 out of 10. He storms forward, but he runs into big shit. And so it was a stunning. It was one of the knockouts of the year. I got no problem with that being number one. Let's go. Okay, so up next, we're going performance of the year 2025. Now, first one that came to my mind that I actually mentioned to the Finch man after this was Cyril Gahn's eye gouging. It was. Wow, that was it. That was it. You're bullshitting me. I am bullshitting. Jan versus Piotr Jan versus He really looked good in that fight. He really did. He was looking pretty good. He really did look good. He was. He was looking sharper than ever. He was. Yeah. I want to see that rematch, man. There's another eye surgery that Aspinall is having next month, and then hopefully April, May. Yeah. Eye surgery? Second. He already had one. This is the second one. A lot of people making it like he was playing. Nah, his eye got seriously fucked up. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, man. His career might not be the same. I mean, it remains to be seen. We'll see what happens when he gets back to training full time. Woo! I did not know that. Okay. Oh, that's terrible to hear. Piotr Jan. Piotr Jan. Yeah. That's the one. That's the one. That makes sense. Now, what about another option? Alex Pereira, Magomed Ankalaev. I mean, the way that he dispatched him, you had said it before. I mean, why would we not put that on the list, right? It's on the list. Yeah. All right. Mine's Ankalaev. Ankalaev versus Poatan. Poatan comes out there against Ankalaev. AJ doubts him. I doubt him. I mean, we're just thinking, Poatan's getting a little older. As soon as we heard him say, I don't want to fight as often anymore, we're like, red flags, right? Yeah. He went out there and curb stomped, pimp slapped, walked down and smacked Ankalaev. Ankalaev retracted to the fetal position. And I think I heard him ask for a pacifier. I mean, he did. He actually asked for a pacifier cage side. He asked Laura Sanko, "Do you have a pacifier?" That was a champion giving his crown up. I mean, it was really, really a special dominant performance. We didn't see Merab get broken like that. So much so that you got people arguing with me saying they dislike this video because I don't say Merab deserves to be fighter of the year after losing his belt. But that's how much Merab was still Merab in that fight. You really saw Ankalaev give up. And that was very special to see the terrifying Poatan do to him. He had a rib injury. Yeah, maybe it was from Ankalaev going I did it twice. Poatan going 12-6 elbows on his ribs. Shout out to Voice MMA for that one too. You know, it's like the domination that he was able to put on in the matter of a minute or two. Poatan performance of the year, taking the belt back.
On the lineup, Oliveira Gamrot. I thought that was sensational.
Yeah.
And then one more is Cop Royval as well.
Cop,
what do you think?
Beat the brakes off of Royval. That was really impressive too. Absolutely. You know, I've got another one that you could put here, but it's like upset of the year. We're gonna do that one.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm gonna save this for upset of the year. Then I'll
okay,
shut up.
Yeah.
I'm going Poatan, son. Poatan getting the belt back. Piotr Jan. That makes sense too.
I'm going to go with Piotr Jan, the 5-round war. The reason I'm picking it is the fact that he was able to not only beat Merab, but he was able to land more takedowns and out-wrestle him. He was able to put up a 5-round pace that just boggled my mind against a guy that, you know, was known as the king of pace, right?
Yeah.
So I felt like that for me was the masterclass of the year. And I think, shit, man, Piotr Jan as champ is sensational. I look at who else is there. I mean, him and Umar's interesting, but seeing Umar's consistent gas tank woes, it's a hard fight for him. Sean O'Malley and, you know, obviously Jan have history. I would love to see them squash it and run a proper rematch. And then how about Islam 50-45ing Jack Della Maddalena? Very dominant. Definitely could be on the, contender lineup for an honorable mention for sure.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, the problem with that one, Kevin, is it was kind of boring.
Yeah, that's the main reason it's not on the list. Even, Hamzat Chimaev absolutely blanketing Dricus Duplessis, but it wasn't, I like to look at performance of the year, and Finch, you can agree or not. I'm curious. It's a performance that not only is spectacular, but also could sway new fans. If it's your first fight you ever watch, that performance could be a fan of the sport.
I hear that.
That's why I like picking, I like the Poatan call. I like, this call, or Cop versus Royval, or potentially Oliveira Gamrot. It's like, wow, I'm a fan after seeing this performance.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. When you first show somebody mixed martial arts, you want to show them something special. Islam Makhachev was very dominant against Jack Della Maddalena, but it's not the clip you throw on. Performance of the year, I'll go with something with an exciting aspect to it as well. Dominant, if you just throw that word dominant performance of the year there, then you're talking Islam Makhachev versus JDM. Straight performance of the year, I'm going to go with the whatever it was, minute 30 blowout, Poatan just wrecking Ankalaev. That's my performance of the year.
Let's go. Listen, guys, if you're watching and enjoying this week's Moneyline special edition episode, make sure you guys hit that like button, show some support to the gang. We're back on business. The UFC will be back January 24th. That means that the Moneyline prediction shows will be back January 19th. I am fucking excited, Finch, to get back on our predictions. It is a strange time to have this many consecutive weekends without UFC. But as I said earlier in the show, the reason that I'm calm, cool, and collected is I know we're going to have more marathons of UFC than we've had since I started this thing. So we are literally going to be UFC galore week after week after week after week. I believe it's like 47 weeks, 44 UFC events or something crazy like that.
I can't wait, man. It's going to be fun. It's just going to be interesting to see how they do the cards now with the new Paramount deal. Is anything different? We'll be able to hang out a lot more, folks. If you've missed us, don't worry. All right, especially me. You guys have been able to play video games with AJ and stuff. At least you can play video games with AJ, okay? I've been MIA. I've been on the beach, all right?
That's
so
nice.
I'll be back. I'll be back in the seat consistent for y'all. Yeah, super excited about it. I think it's a great step, too, because now we don't have to spend so much money on pay-per-views,
Dude, the fan experience goes from $1,000-something to $59.95 a year.
Yeah. And I know people like, oh, you don't know about crack streams. Yeah, I know about crack streams, but this will be better.
That's crap. I'd rather pay. I'd rather pay for the product, I'd rather pay and get the quality.
I want my stuff going out,
Right.
My boys are always like, you pay for the pay-per-view. That's crazy, bro. I watched it on imgay.com, but the problem with
Yeah.
imgay.com is the stream might go out,
It lags
I'm going to enjoy this.
right before the main event. Yeah.
I had to watch the Chicago Bears last night. Bear down. I tried to watch Chicago Bears last night. It's like, all right, I don't have NBC. I guess I got to buy Peacock. Like, what am I going to do? I paid the $10. Okay. And I watched it there. I'm sure one of you can send me a Russian site, a Russian website, Russian link, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
We'll do it the right way. Now you can do it the right way. Get Paramount, fools.
Ilya never even mentioned, but a KO performance is crazy work. Listen, it was a sick win. It's definitely a badass performance. I understand. It's we mentioned it though. We talked about him in the Fighter of the Year lineup and why it wasn't chosen.
Yeah. You know what? For Knockout of the Year, that was really sick. The way he stepped in with Charles Oliveira, just put one down the pipe. He said he was going to knock him out early. He goes and does it. You're right. It's top 5.
It's top 5. All right. Up next, the Finch man's excited about this section. Submission of the year. Dun, dun, dun. Listen, it's a good section. I'm trying to think of the craziest submission. Like my pick is going to be Chaos for submission of the year. But what do you think about nominees? What do we think? Marab, Sean O'Malley.
There was a Suloev stretch in Lights Out Extreme Fighting. I was going to give you guys Muslim Gabertuev's Suloev stretch, but I guess not. I guess I should pick something at a higher level. Okay, so we'll stick to the UFC since that's what I've brainwashed myself with. Just UFC. So in the UFC, we've got Charles Oliveira submitting Mateusz Gamrot. Quite impressive. Mateusz Gamrot, tough customer. Charles Oliveira, wicked submission game. It was beautiful to see. You've got Walter Walker just collecting people's legs this year. Like Walter Walker's leg lock run is insane. He steps up at weigh-ins and he's got a bloody foot hanging from a chain off of his neck. We got to throw this guy up there in the submissions of the year talk. You've got Gene Silva submitting Bryce Mitchell. I mean, Bryce Mitchell being more so the submission grappler, Eddie Bravo's protege. He's adding stuff to the Twister game for MMA, blowing Eddie Bravo's mind. He's the one who got choked unconscious by Gene Silva. There were some powerful submissions.
I got to put this one down.
What say you, chat? What say you, chat?
What does the chat think? You
Scottish Twister and PFL. I agree. Yeah. Jake Hadley and Matthias Matos. I know. The Scottish Twister was pretty sick. I was talking about that one earlier. Yeah. There was a Suloev stretch on Contender Series too. Yeah. The Suloev
baby boys, what are we doing with our lives these days? Life without MMA is brutal. Well, we'll be back on business shortly. You can catch me live on the channel this week. And bro. Ken Williams, thank you for $9.99. Been listening for 2 years. Wow. For you too, for 3 years. I said 2 years. Wow. God bless and Happy New Year. Happy New Year. God bless. And thanks for the love, bro.
Happy New Year, dog. Let's go. Thank you, Ken.
I'm going Volter Walker inside heel hook over Kennedy and Zechiku as my singular pick, but I'd say just the Volter Walker submission tirade that he's been on, just collecting heel hooks, has been nothing short of spectacular. And the fact that he was able to submit in Zechiku in a minute when world champion BJJ Marcus Buchecha couldn't, to me, speaks volumes.
Come on, son. We're going Walter Walker, and it's really the collection of his submissions over the year, right? It's not just the one, but if you're going to pick one, AJ's got it. It's Kennedy and Zechiku. The way he just dove on the leg, he didn't even care. He just wrapped that thing up. Kennedy and Zechiku, being a genius, just picks his heel up off the ground and allows access to the wrist. You put the back of your wrist on that heel, you turn that corner, and it's a wrap. Hey, Kennedy, what about keeping your foot flat on the mat where he can't grab your heel? That might be interesting. What about taking the foot off the hip and try to do some ground and pound? But hey, Walter Walker figured out, oh my goodness, none of these heavyweights none of them know what leg locks are. In the heavyweight division, Cyril Gahn's a good leg locker. That's not good, you know? So he was just able to go through and be the leg collector. He really it's like a persona he's got now. He's got a brand. He's got a foot hanging from his neck at weigh-ins. Like, it's his thing. Walter Walker for the submission specialist of the year.
Yeah. I think Walter Walker, submission specialist of the year, submission of the year. He gets the flowers and a half, whatever he wants. Walter Walker commands a lot of respect. In 2025, his submission tirade was nothing short of spectacular. Like, it's amazing.
That's true.
It's amazing.
That's true. And you know what? There were good subs. Charles Oliveira's sub was nice. The Scottish Twister is right up there in PFL. That was insane. Yeah, you got to give that one credit too. If I had to get a second, it'd be that Twister. That was crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Man, oh man.
You got to give love to the submission specialist. Can I tell you guys a secret? AJ didn't even have submission of the year on the chart before the show went live. I'm like, what? AJ, you got to give the submission specialist some love, okay? Can we get some love? You can win by knockout or submission. We respect the finishes via submission. I know you bloodthirsty bastards want to see knockouts.
We are
but
bloodthirsty.
Can we give some love to the submissions?
Yeah.
I appreciate you doing it.
Yeah. No. I fully understand and fully agree. Now, the next section,
rear naked choke.
It's classy. The next section gets interesting because we're going to do the prospect of the year. So when deciding some prospects, I really wanted to sit down and think, what qualifies somebody as a prospect? And Finch, let's see what we have, as an idea on what qualifies. Unranked, or are they allowed to be within the top 15? That's something that I think the argument could lie on. What do you think?
Cool. I'm good with all that, bro. I'm good with all that. Does a prospect get hotter the closer they get to the championship? Yes. Like, I think it matters, but yeah, when somebody goes, 0 to 60, that's still interesting. They don't have to be all the way up there in the top couple. So no, I would include everybody. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a name out and you tell me yes or no as far as nominees. Alexandre Topuria.
Yeah, he's not in my top 3, but yes, yeah, he's good.
You have some that you want to put in that are top 3, so I don't want to accidentally skip some.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Joshua Van was the prospect of the year, and then he won the title. Does that count?
No, it can't.
He's no longer the prospect of the year because he won the title?
I think top 15, it's hard to be considered prospect because you're now a ranked contender, So it takes you away from, if you're like number 15, we could maybe play that game, but I think it's tough.
I see, because he's no longer a prospect.
Yeah.
Because he's got a lot to prove. Like, I think he'll be an underdog against Manel Kopp. I think he'll be an underdog against Pantoja. But okay, no, that makes sense. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, Walter Walker. Walter Walker came out of nowhere, started tearing people's legs off. Now he's a big prospect in the heavyweight division.
He's really the hope of the heavyweight division, it feels like. Walter Walker is maybe the saving grace of a division that seems to be on life support outside of like the top 6 guys in the world. Martian Tybura is still ranked and he looks well past his prime.
Yeah, I mean, the heavyweight division's got some issues, man. For a lot of this year, in the top 10, he was number 10. And AJ's heard me say this before, and he's probably sick of me saying this, but it has to be said because of the state of the union, okay? We had number 10 as Tai Tuivasa, a morbidly obese bartender, was in the top 10 rankings in the UFC in the heavyweight division. Dare I say, that's embarrassing.
I agree.
You want another prospect?
I want to hear what you got. Yeah.
Alex Hernandez. Hernandez has been running through the middleweight division. He's really been showing himself to get thrown in the mix there. Him and Hamzat just looks better and better as we go. I think Hernandez is a major problem.
With that, my thing is, shit, bro, but he's a veteran. He's a contender. He's fighting Sean Strickland in a main event. I feel like he's superseded past prospect,
All right. Maybe I need a better definition of prospect.
Julian Salkeld.
The dude's never gotten a title shot. You're still a prospect to me.
Okay. The Finch man's got a different prospect lineup, I guess.
I do.
That's
Let me
fair.
hear yours.
So I was thinking contenders for prospect of the year.
Yeah.
Quillian Salkild. I think definitely you
That's
have
a
to
good
consider
one.
him
That's
one of
a
the
good one.
guys. Come on, like he's looking good. Volta Walker,
Gatier.
Ateba Gatier, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I would say with Volta Walker, let me just make sure. He's actually ranked. So technically speaking, I can't put him in. He's a ranked contender. It's like as soon as you're ranked, you're out of it. Even Kevin Vachejos, many people's probably prospect of the year, is now a ranked contender. So I think it like negates the prospect title, which is, it's just a frustrating thing that we got to take out. But Ateba Gatier, absolutely on a disgusting knockout tear, should be considered one of the prospects of the year. So I got Alexandre Topuria, Ateba Gatier, Quillian Salkild. Now, that last piece of the puzzle is a little tricky because we have Myron Santos as a potential prospect of the year, Ultimate Fighter winner. Or you could potentially put, because he is currently unranked, Melquizael Costa, who's on a 4-fight tear in 2025 and on a 5-fight win streak overall. The one element of, difficulty with that is I feel like he is, again, a cusp of contendership type of guy. So it puts me into a weird spot. What do you think?
See, I'm with that. And you know who else I would put in there? Tatsuro Taira is a prospect of the year. But you're about to tell me that doesn't count either, huh?
He's a top contender. He fought in the main event of the UFC.
Ken
What
Williams,
is the chat thing? Had to show
chat with me.
Love. Thanks for making my work commute a bit easier. God bless. Hey, God bless, Kim. Thanks.
Come on,
Thanks
Ken. We appreciate you
Ken
working hard for us out here. Thank you for making this economy go. Are you guys with AJ? Or are you with me on this? Can I say Tatsuro Taira is a prospect of the year, or has he done too much somehow by what, losing in one fight night main event?
He beat Brandon Moran, was a former world champ. I feel like he's a contender,
A contender isn't a prospect?
No. A prospect becomes a contender as soon as they're ranked. I know it's frustrating. It gets mentally.
AJ's right. All right, they're with you. Damn it.
This is just the debate, right? It's that when you hit top 15, you become a contender, ranked contender, I'd say, in this modern era.
You know what? Language is very important. I understand. All right. Well, if we're talking like that, then yeah, like a Quillian Salkild and Ateba Gatier, these guys are on fire.
All right, let's go.
But Ateba Gatier's fought nobody. Like, I don't even like giving him credit. He had to get a short notice guy, right? And so they put that little welterweight in there with him, who was just like a sacrificial lamb. That was messed up. It was like it was like watching a sacrifice. Like the guy was scared of him. It's like clearly he's doing this to be in the UFC, get like the UFC bag. I think they give you some Reebok shoes and stuff. You know what I mean? He was doing, he wanted to go to the bar and say, yeah, I was a UFC fighter. It was kind of a Malcolm Wellmaker versus Chris Moitinho moment. I know that the UFC offered Grant Neal that Ateba Gatier fight. Grant Neal, Bellator fighter, lights out fighter, accepted the fight. Much tougher fight than this welterweight kid. Grant Neal used to fight at 205. He moved down to 185. He's solid wrestler, hard puncher, good pressure, fought at a high level. That would have been a tough fight for Gatier. What did they do? They put in this welterweight. So you see what they're doing for Gatier. Does that make him prospect of the year? It does not for me. That hurts it for me. I think Quillian Salkild, is actually getting more real fights. So
I gotta say, I think Grant Neal could have been a cool fight. Unfortunately, man, he lost to that lights out fight. Big upset against the Renato Valente, 11-8 journey.
Valente fought a great fight. Can I tell you a little bit about that? Let's do it.
Yeah.
About that. Renato Valente wasn't going to make weight. And Renato Valente had fought at 205. And when I went to go see Renato Valente, who's, by the way, nicest guy in the world, absolutely love this dude, super good human being. I went to go see him. That's when I saw Beneil Dariush train. And I told you I was watching Beneil Dariush putting rounds in with Rafa Garcia and some of the other fighters there. And, I was sort of a fly on the wall. I knew Beneil was fighting soon, so I was interested to see what was going down on the mat. Well, I was saying, how in the world is this guy going to make 185? He looked like a heavyweight. He was massive. absolutely massive. Turns out he didn't. I don't know if it was a couple days before or whatever, his team or whatever, they reach out, hey, we're not going to be able to make 185. We know Grant fought at 205 previously. Are you down to just do 205? Grant goes, yeah, no problem. They did it at 205. And brother, when I looked in that cage on fight night, I could tell Grant Neal was ready to make 185. He was all lean and mean. And Renato Valente was huge. He was massive. And was that a strategic move by their team? I'll leave that up to you guys to decide.
A little bit strategic, man. But hey, he would have pulled off a big win. He was 11-8 going into it, no hope.
Big
and then
upset.
12-8. That's a big upset.
Big upset.
Unfortunate for Grant Neal, right? You're on the cusp of a UFC fight, then you end up losing a decision over at Lights Out, and to climb to the UFC after that loss is going to take a couple. I'm curious, as Lights Out, how many guys they got that signed with the UFC recently?
They keep doing it, man. Who's the Mexican kid? Why am I messing this up? No.
Alden Korea. Michael
the Mexican
Aswell.
kid just got on Dana White's Contender Series, won his fight.
Oh, Imanol Rodriguez.
Yes, right? Is that right?
I don't
Or
know.
I might
Is
be
it?
thinking of another Mexican kid. They've signed multiple fighters to the UFC. Like every 6 months, somebody goes to the UFC.
That's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
I
cool.
got my phone on airplane mode, so I don't start skipping on you guys. Yeah, the Lights Out has been absolutely sending guys to Dana White's Contender Series. Sean Merriman says that's part of their goal. Like, what they want to do is be the place where the talent starts, where they birth the next superstars. They want to get that Cage Warriors, but better talent. Like it's the United States. He's got phenomenal fighters like Grant Neal and Renato Valente. He's got Mayhem Miller's new prospect, this undefeated 6'7" heavyweight kickboxer.
Cool.
We got some cool fighters for sure. I mean, we've got Israel Salazar. Jake Babian's about to fight February 7th. This dude's undefeated. He got a 6-second KO inside of Lights Out. He's defending his title. So there's definitely some future UFC fighters fighting in Lights Out. That's like the whole goal of the promotion. It's definitely part of the way we're marketing.
Where is Lights Out available to watch live?
Lights Out Sports TV. You guys could download the Lights Out Sports TV app. He has other events too, and also all across Latin America, you can now watch on ESPN. So through ESPN, like through the Disney Plus app, that's right. All throughout Latin America, South America, you guys could watch Lights Out through ESPN. Massive deal that Sean Merriman got done. Shout out to him.
I hope that they can get a better broadcast deal stateside, if you can get them like LFA right now, I would say maybe the premier American prospect league, regional league, whatever you want to call it. Shortly behind that is probably CFFC. But I don't know. I feel like they've quieted it down a little bit. I feel like there's a little more hype. Furies up there too. Lights Out now coming in the mix. I would like to see a new UFC like feeder league that can do something different, man. And I hope that you're a part of it, bro. I'd like to see. I like Lights Out. I like the name. I like the way that their logo looks. I like that.
It's Sean Merriman's thing. He's got he knocks people out on the football field and flips the light switch out. Cool. It's awesome. They're letting me have a crack at it. So, they're letting me jump into the social media marketing aspect, which is fantastic. And, we're going to have an event every single month starting February 7th, all throughout 2026. So
wow, every month you're going to be working for them.
Every single month.
That's business,
yeah,
that's cool. I'm excited for them. That's
We're
awesome.
excited.
Let's go. Hey, Voice of MMA, thank you for $4.99. I got you, Mike. Christopher Avidraz fought the African guy who had his pro fights in the stand. That's funny. That's a big win. That kid looks great too. Holy shit.
Kevin, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, it's like, people want to call these all pro fights, It's like, okay, I had amateur fights in a cage with a sanctioning body with judges and referee and the commission.
Doesn't count, not in the sand, Mike Finch.
We can knee in the face. I can knee in the face, head kick, KOs, full ground and pound, 4-ounce MMA gloves, no shin guards on. That's amateur. But you can be Khabib and fight somebody on a wrestling mat with some modified rules bullshit, and that's a fight, pro fight. Or you could fight somebody in the sand, and that's a pro fight. What are we talking about?
Sand FC, man. It's the next big thing. Do it on Huntington Beach, baby. Let's go. What the fuck?
That would be kind of cool, actually.
That would
That'd be
be
some
cool.
felony fights energy. Thank you,
Yeah.
Kevin.
Ken Williams, thank you for another $9.99. One more for the boys. Much love and success in 2026. Let's get it. Let's go, bro. Thank you, brother.
Thank
Good
you,
man.
Ken Williams. Appreciate you,
Hey,
dog.
bro.
Let's eat in 26. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm going to say my prospect of the year is Quillian Salkeld, man. I really think the performances have been good. It's even just the fact of him putting away Hawk Parast. And I was saying, I'm like, bro, that's a big jump in competition, right? Ashmus to then fighting a guy in Hawk Parast, and then to get it done in the way that he did. I definitely think, and he's fighting Rong Zhu at UFC 325, which is a hell of a test for him, and that'll put him on the cusp of contendership. Yeah, man, definitely interesting. What do you think, Finch? What is your official prospect of the year?
I'm gonna go with Where's Waldo Acosta. No, I love Where's Waldo though, dude. I'm worried about giving too much credit to him. I think I've crossed that line. My prospect of the year is Walter Walker. Walter Walker has been able to really make a brand out of these leg locks. He's on the come up. I don't think I don't think I'm disqualified yet by AJ's standards of prospect, which apparently are these standards.
He's technically ranked, Finch, but I'll allow it because he's 14. I'll allow it. That's your confident call. I'll allow it, Finch. I'll allow it.
Crazy. Number 14 isn't a prospect. Could somebody disagree with AJ in the chat here? Can I get some love?
I don't make the rules, man. I don't make the rules. The community does. I don't make the rules.
Number
I don't
14
make the
isn't
rules.
a prospect.
They say number 4, you're ranked contender. Top 15 contender. That's the caveat.
God. Yeah, mine would be like Tatsuro Taira and Walter Walker. If neither of those count, prospect? Damn. Yeah, it is Atabagatia, isn't it? It is Atabagatia.
That's your guy. It's a good pick, too. He's
Atabagatia.
definitely the scariest prospect of the year. Holy shit.
Taking care of him so much. Fair enough.
Atabagatia. He came in third, according to the people. Number 1 was Quillian. Number 2 was Topuria. Number 3 was Gautier. Number 4 is Melky Costa. Melky Costa, obviously on the cusp of top 15 contention, probably in his next fight.
And a veteran.
Yeah.
Michael Morales, he top 15? Of course he is.
Oh, he's like top 6 now, I think. Currently ranked. Let me double check. I believe he's ranked
like flat-footed goon.
Number 4 in the world, Michael Morales.
Wow. All right. I've learned something today.
Respect. Listen, we got one more category as far as we know so far, and it's upset of the year. Now, there have been some upsets. Performance of the year, Petr Yan over Merab, is an upset of the year that definitely has to be put on the lineup. I think that, do we give him double awards? We shall find out. Also, Ethan Ewing on short notice. Come on. This kid looked crazy to go out and defeat Wellmaker. Come on.
That was cool.
That was crazy.
A cool one.
That was crazy.
That really knocked Wellmaker off the list. He could have been a prospect.
Right? With a win, he might be.
Yeah.
Those are my big 2. What do you got? Some of the other
upsets.
All
right. I really got my one, I really got my, I'm just going to hit you with my prospect of the year and then, or sorry, upset of the year. And then you can make your list. You ready?
Yeah.
Upset of the year. For sure for me was watching Rainier DeRitter beat the brakes off of Bo Nickel. He went out there and beat the shit out of Bo Nickel. It was crazy to see Bo Nickel getting outstruck, out grappled, just beat up in that fight, put a kneecap into his body, put him in the fetal position. I don't know. Once you get in the fetal position, I'm like, all right, you got your ass whooped tonight. It happened with Ankalaev and Poatan, and it certainly happened with the 4-1 underdog Rainier DeRitter, who had a career-defining performance. And really, so Kevin, voice of MMA, threw out fraud check of the year. It was that Bo Nickel moment. And the best way to say it would be giving credit where credit's due to Rainier DeRitter for beating him up. Rainier DeRitter, upset of the year.
It's a good pick. So on the list, we have Yan over Merab, Ethan Ewing over Wellmaker, DeRitter over Whitaker, and Barsalos over Talbot. If you guys remember, leading into that, Talbot versus
DeRitter over Bo Nickel.
What did I say? DeRitter over who?
Whitaker.
No, I gotta redo it. What the fuck?
Dorito over Bo Nickel. I mean,
Oops.
yeah, the Whitaker one after the Bo Nickel fight had already happened. I picked him against Whitaker, but before the Bo Nickel fight, Bo Nickel was a 4-1 favorite, dude. So I'm going
crazy.
Rainier Dorito over Bo Nickel's son.
That's a good pick.
Thank you, Dom.
All right, let's get it all written down properly here. Let me get it all properly written down. So, Hani Barcelos, Peyton Talbot is one that I want to mention here. The odds for that fight were plus 710 at close. The odds on that fight were unreal. We're going to go Dorito versus Nickel. Let me see the odds here. I'm looking at the odds for all of these.
4-1. 4-1.
Yep. Plus 295 Dorito, which is still a massive upset. And then Ewing Wellmaker. Ewing Wellmaker says plus 330. I swear to God, that's not right. I swear to God, he was minus 1,000.
Well, they fluctuate, right? Like what are they grabbing? You know, if you get them at their largest discrepancy, you know, you can catch these a little wider.
Let me see. Wellmaker Ewing at 322. I swear it closed at like plus 1,000. Let me see.
Marab was never that good, says Blood Taxes. Crazy take. Oh my goodness. The fans are gonna fight about Marab endlessly. Wow. I've seen in this chat Marab is fighter of the year, and I've also seen in this chat Marab was never that good. You guys gotta hash this out, okay?
Holy
you guys gotta leave
shit.
us out of this. You guys gotta fight.
I'm gonna give you mine. I'm gonna say Barcelos over Talbot. Also, because Talbot looked incredible against Felipe Lima and Henry Cejudo later on in the year and has become a top contender in the weight class.
Yeah.
And Barcelos, you know, still was able to win his next 2 fights, but
I like that.
it's flown under the radar. They're acting like that fight never happened. You know, it's kind of like,
I like that.
you know, that fight happened and the UFC is like, hey, you know, we're just going to move Talbot up and, you know, we'll see what happens. Barcelos not getting that same treatment. The thing, Barcelos, you know, he needs a better management team. I think that Barcelos, it's also, he's 38. Do you remember when he was compared to Jose Aldo? He's the next Aldo. I remember that. Was the early hype on him?
Sure, absolutely. You know, which is high praise, of course.
Big praise. The chat right now is all over Jan over Marab. Obviously, I think that's a great pick too.
It's a massive upset. I mean, I have no problem with that one being up there. I think the Rainier Dorito versus Bo Nickel one just hit me the hardest.
Yeah.
But hit Bo Nickel the hardest, you know. But I completely see why somebody would say Piotr Jan over Marab Divashvili. Why not? That's easily upset of the year.
Yeah, I like it. Listen, it's a solid slate. Upset of the year winner for the chat is going to be Jan over Divalishvili. So the community has decided that Jan takes home another XP this year, double winner, a first ever double winner. He will be hopefully on the show soon. We'll be speaking Russian with him, and we can do a proper interview with them. Are there any other?
Is it recency bias?
Maybe.
You know,
because we just saw it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. There were a couple where I had to go back and look. I'm like, did it happen in 25 or 24? And a couple I liked happened in 24. You know, so you know that it's tougher when you're in the beginning of the year. Just remember that when you're watching these fights in January and February here, they'll be forgotten.
They are. It's unfortunate, but yeah, they tend to. I think we did a solid lineup for this year's true year in review. Is there anything else that stands out? Any moment of the year that you feel is worthwhile?
Yeah, the UFC changing from ESPN over to you know, a subscription-based service where we'll be able to get, you know, no more pay-per-view fees every time we want to watch these title fights. It's going to be awesome. Paramount Plus, super optimistic about the thing. That is massive So the biggest move in the mixed martial arts world in 2025, the UFC signing this long-term deal with Paramount Plus. Let's hope it goes well.
I am very excited for the adjustment to the promotional style pre-fight. I'm curious what changes they make to, even as far as the shows that they're doing before the events. I'm curious what the changes are to the promos. I think that even the Ultimate Fighter, which is now confirmed to be on Paramount, could have a new look. I'm very excited to see what that's going to be like, right? The Ultimate Fighter on Paramount, there is a chance that we get a little more of the edge back. And I think as OG fans, we can agree the Ultimate Fighter is a diluted product of what it once was, because the goal was to make the image of the fighter better. I think we can turn it a little bit more into a drama-based reality show. And I think that it may draw more eyes. I mean, if you had another crazy Junie Browning type on the Ultimate Fighter in 2026 or beyond, that viral clip, could absolutely draw more eyes onto the show. I think to create a better Ultimate Fighter, they should hope for drama. Bring alcohol back in the house. Let's What the fuck are we doing? You're not
You want to see Rampage rip down another door? Just
yes. Yes. I think that's what made the Ultimate Fighter great. Was the fact that it was raw.
I want to know. I can't let you get close. I want to know. I want to know.
I want to see that again. Let's do it. Let's make the Ultimate Fighter great again. Let's bring back the drama, because I think that's what sold the show. The fights were big.
Some hats, AJ. That's make tough great again. Let's make some hats. That's great
again. Let's fucking bring it back. I want some crazy shit. I honestly, I would like to see fights to enter the house again, like they used to. You got 32 guys and they face off, and the winners are 4, whatever, if it's going to be 28, because they'll do the wild card fight. I miss the wild card fight. I always enjoy that 2 losers get to fight each other for a chance to get back in the tournament. That was insane. Court McGee was able to win the show off of that, So I think they need to consider, bringing back some of the elements of what held weight in the old era. And now that they're with Paramount, which, is closer to Spike TV than ever before, I just think there's a chance that we see some crazy shit. I want some chaos. I want some craziness.
I'm with it. I'm with it 100%. Bring alcohol back to the house. Re-sign Junie Browning now that he's 40 and probably a drug addict. No, I hope not. I hope Junie's doing great. Sorry, Junie. You just, didn't seem like the sharpest knife in the drawer, but hey, man, still could cut. So as long as he's not, cutting the cocaine. I think that you could make the Ultimate Fighter a lot more fun. I would agree. I would agree that the best Ultimate Fighter seasons were like before 10. There's like 10 and before. They start to fade away after the Kimbo Slice season, but I used to love the Ultimate Fighter. I used to battle my little sisters like, please, I need the TV at this time, like the early seasons. I'm an old fuck. So yeah, I think make tough great again, and give more people an opportunity. Why not? Like the UFC is expanding again, and in this expansion, the high tide rises all the boats, and the Ultimate Fighter is just another way to get on.
Yeah, agreed. So we shall see. I do think that big moments are coming in 2026. I look forward to covering the events. I know that next year is going to be some magic. I don't know. I can feel it. Every year I've done this, the sport has continued to get better, and I think we're going to see nothing short of the same.
Hold on. And I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Yeah, I agree. I think 2026 is going to be special. I think the fights have been getting better. When you watch old UFC fights back, they're just more entertaining now. They're more up, down. The technique level is so much higher. The level of athlete is so much higher. The toolkits are just expansive now. And the sport has grown so much. I mean, just looking at the way I coach like jiu-jitsu today versus the way I coached it back in Chicago just 7 years ago, it's changed a lot. I got to train at Art of Jiu-Jitsu, that helps, but it's changed a lot in the MMA game too. So how to hold somebody down by tying up the legs, the Dagestani handcuff game, how to break somebody down to a hip. This stuff is just such a science now that we benefit from it as fans. So the average fight in 2025 was just better. I think it'll continue to go that direction. I think we'll all be quite spoiled as MMA fans. Let's hope we still get big marquee matchups and now just without the pay-per-view tag.
Let's go. I like it, man. Quick question for you, Finch. As the old BKFC heads we once were, we had a question in chat from Dallas Gatlin. He says, Ben Rothwell, Andrei Arlovsky, Knucklemania, main card prediction. What do you got?
Sheesh. I'm going with Big Ben Rothwell. This ain't that little kid that tried to shoulder bump Andre at the was it the Jake Paul fight? Where were they at?
Yeah, it was at the Jake Paul fight. Of course it was. Of course.
Little twerp, that little twerp. Then he's talking shit afterwards. Yeah, I didn't mean to make this guy famous, bro. Shut the fuck up, dude. You are lucky Andre didn't ring your little neck. My security guard will get in a fight with him. Oh, you're a real man, bro. Yeah, my security guard will fight you. Oh, tough guy over here. Oh. Yeah. Hey, my friend over here will fight you. What about you, you little fragile thing?
Little fragile thing.
Funny. That's funny. I got a big dog at home. Really? What about when that big dog's not standing next to you? What would happen then? Not a lot of us are doing too well against Andrei Arlovsky, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think the pit bull is fantastic. It's just he was the heavyweight champion in the UFC 15 years ago. Big Ben Rothwell is a very tough customer in bare knuckle fighting. First off, he's more accustomed to bare knuckle fighting, and he uses his size very well. He's better in the clinch situations. Like Big Ben's good with a single collar tie. Yep. He's just got certain layers to his bare knuckle game that I think Andre's going to have trouble with. I got Big Ben Rothwell finishing that fight.
I'm going Ben Rothwell by KO, but hopefully we get Arlovsky versus security guard and Misfits 2026 as well.
Arlovsky KO in that one.
KO, easy work. He'll put him away. Arlovsky can still move. I mean, he just won at Misfits. His boxing's good. Big Ben Rothwell's he's a giant, and there's not a weight cap anymore for him. And he looks freaky in the heavyweight division at super heavyweight weight, actually. So I look forward to it, man. That Knucklemania card. Hopefully I get to tune into at least that main event. Should be good, but obviously the focus is UFC. And we got another question about Knucklemania. Finch, they're asking us all these questions, man. We got Lorenzo Hunt, Yoel Romero. I gotta go Romero. I think he'll put Hunt away. I think he'll knock him out.
I'm going to go Lorenzo Hunt over Yoel Romero, although I was very impressed by Yoel Romero beating in wrestling. It'll hit me. Pat Downey. He beat Pat Downey in wrestling last week, 2 weeks ago. Very impressive. Pat Downey's in his prime. Pat Downey is a fantastic wrestler. You guys ever see Pat Downey throw around Nick Rodriguez? Pat Downey is a fantastic wrestler. And old man Yoel Romero went in there and beat his ass. That was crazy to watch. Took him down. Yoel Romero is a beast. So, I think Yoel Romero is the man, but these bare knuckle fighters, it's a different game. You have an advantage when you're Lorenzo Hood with all this bare knuckle experience. I think it matters for something. I got Hood. Hunt? What am I saying? Hood. Hunt. Jesus Christ.
And then Arman versus Shara Bullet this weekend grappling. I'm gonna go Arman by sub.
Arman's too slick, dude. Right? Arman's too slick. Shara Bullet's big, but Arman Sarukian just keeps getting these matchups against these MMA guys who aren't as sharp with the submission grappling. Arman Sarukian, watch him and Hamzat. Hamzat couldn't get much going against Arman Sarukian. Very, very solid submission defense. He's been in hot water in the UFC too against Charles Oliveira and whatnot. Found his way out. Arman Sarukian, sub.
Let's go. Will Bo lose to Romero and RAF? Shit, that'd be crazy.
No, Bo Nickel's the man. No. But yo, Romero's huge. Romero's bigger than Bo Nickel, so that matters. No, Bo Nickel.
Let's go. I'm excited, man.
Bo Nickel would beat Downey too.
Yeah, agreed. Those are some random predictions for you guys. Listen, Finchman's doing his show. I got his
right
link
now.
pinned up. Go check out the Finch. He's gonna go live doing a most confident Q&A and MMA awards for 2025, and he's gonna bring the thunder. All right, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Finchman will talk to you guys in moments. Keep it locked in. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe. We hope you enjoyed 2025 MMA. 2026. I promise you, it'll be even better. Finchman, any final words?
I will talk about Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul. I will talk about all of my MMA awards back in depth. And of course, we'll do a Q&A. Come see your boy in a couple minutes. We're going live.
Check them out, guys. Pinned in the live chat. Talk to you guys soon. Good night. See ya.